The Element Project is a very long-standing project that the University of Michigan School of Public Health has that we conduct in collaboration with the National Institute of Public Health of Mexico. Our overall goal and focus is to understand how exposure to toxicants, originally lead, might affect how children grow and grow up. So cognition, how they perform in school, whether they become obese or too thin, too short, and whether it could even affect their chronic disease risk, like development of diabetes or metabolic syndrome.
The Element Project is part of my life.
Mara Teos Rojo is one of our closest collaborators in Mexico, and she is our Mexican principal investigator.
I'm a researcher at the Center of Nutrition and Health Research at the National Institute of Public Health. The Element study started with a first birth cohort of about 600 kids.
We would call it a longitudinal birth cohort study, and it's actually 3 birth cohorts. It's 3 groups of women who gave birth between 1995 and 2005 in Mexico City. And we have followed them. They have traveled with us in our research endeavors for up to 20 years.
Lead exposure in children still being a problem, unfortunately. And one of the most sad part of the story is that we don't know very much about the burden of the exposure.
All the factors that came together, a very dynamic urban area, a lot of traffic, a lot of other exposures to lead and other sorts of pollutants made it a really important urban setting, and one that we were able to learn things that help us understand public health in other urban settings, like in Detroit or Baltimore or Boston.
We have been able to study environmental exposures now since the prenatal stage of life.
Every year or two, as they continue to grow, we bring them back to the research facility in Mexico City at ABC Hospital and track their health measures. More recently, we actually are looking at the role of fluoride and whether that might have effect on children's cognitive outcomes. So as part of their visit, children not only participate in the research, but they get a free, very detailed dental exam by a dentist and a dental assistant. The research we've done on how lead affects children's growth has directly informed policy guidelines in the United States, Centers for Disease Control, and also informs lead control efforts in Mexico. Given the continued issues in urban areas worldwide, but also in the United States around lead and other exposures to heavy metals, we look forward to the results continuing to inform policy.